Today, we're diving into a topic that's really at the heart of all personal and professional growth: self-empowerment. We're going to break down how you can shift from feeling kind of stuck to a mindset of taking real, actual control over where your life is headed. So let's just start with an honest question, right? How many times have you felt this? Not because you're lazy or you don't care, but because there's this quiet little voice inside that whispers, "What if I fail?" Or, maybe I'm just not ready yet. If any of that sounds familiar, you are in exactly the right place. You know this feeling, this sense of being stuck in a job, or maybe a relationship, or just a cycle of self-doubt. It's a totally universal human experience. But understanding where it comes from, well, that's the very first step toward finally moving past it. So what are we really talking about when we say self-empowerment? Look, it's not about feel-good quotes or those perfect highlight reels you see all over social media, and it's definitely not about pretending life is always fair. It is a fundamental, internal decision. It's the quiet acknowledgement that, hey, while the world outside is unpredictable, the world inside, your response, your growth, your next move, that is all yours to command. This is where it all becomes real. We all face these forks in the road, right? One path can feel completely overgrown with hesitation and fear. The other, it's paved with intention. Self-empowerment is that one single moment of decision where you consciously choose the path of deliberate action, even when you know it's going to be the harder one. Okay, so to take control, we first have to understand the mental traps that keep us feeling so powerless. And these aren't personal feelings, okay? They are well-researched psychological patterns that honestly affect every single one of us. All right, let's start with a really foundational concept from a pioneering psychologist, Julian Rotter. It's called locus of control. It's all about where you place the power in your life. Do you believe your life is shaped mostly by external forces? Luck, other people, the system? That's an external locus. Or do you believe your choices are the main drivers of your outcomes? That, my friends, is an internal locus. And this is the question that just cuts right to the heart of it. Think about it for a second. In the story of your life, are you the one holding the steering wheel? Or are you just sitting in the passenger seat, kind of going along for the ride? Self-empowerment really begins the moment you decide to climb into that driver's seat. What's really fascinating is how our past can literally build these traps. This leads us to this thing called learned helplessness, which was discovered by Martin Seligman, one of the founders of positive psychology. If you've tried and failed over and over again, maybe with job applications or trying to manage your finances, your brain can actually learn to feel helpless. You start to believe, what's the point? And you just stop trying, even when a new opportunity for success is sitting right there in front of you. But here is the absolute game changer. It's not destiny. It's just conditioning. And if your brain can learn helplessness, it can absolutely 100% unlearn it. You can actively retrain your brain to see failure not as some final verdict on who you are, but as valuable feedback on your strategy.
And this slide just illustrates the difference perfectly, especially in a professional setting. The person on the left, they're stuck in a passive mindset. Their statement, "This organization doesn't value me," is a conclusion. It's a total dead end. But now look at the person on the right. Their question, "What skills do I need to become undeniable?" That's a starting point. It's an active problem-solving approach. They aren't waiting around for someone else to validate them. They're busy building their own internal value.
Now that we understand the traps, let's talk about the incredible power that's already wired right into your brain to overcome them. The legendary psychologist Albert Bandura gave us this incredible concept, self-efficacy. To put it simply, it's your belief in your own ability to figure things out. And this belief, it comes before the skill, before the opportunity. It actually determines how much effort you're going to put in, how long you'll persist when things get tough, and how resilient you'll be when you face setbacks. I love this quote because it is so direct and so true. Your belief about yourself isn't just some nice-to-have positive thought. It is the compass that sets the direction for all your actions. If you walk into a challenge believing you can learn your way through it, your entire approach, your preparation, your posture, your persistence, it all changes. So how do you build that belief? Right here. This is the secret. You don't wait to feel confident to start. You start, and through your actions, you build confidence. Every single time you practice a skill, try something new, or push through that feeling of discomfort, you are sending evidence to your brain that you are capable. You are literally building the muscle of self-efficacy. This is all powered by a groundbreaking concept from Stanford researcher Carol Dweck. the growth mindset. It's grounded in the real science of neuroplasticity. The fact that your brain is not fixed. It physically rewires itself based on your experiences. So when you hear that voice saying, ugh, you're just not good at this, a growth mindset lets you add the most powerful word in the world to the end of that sentence, yet. Okay, so we've dug into the psychology. Now let's get practical. How do we actually apply these principles to start taking back control? Like today. Here is a simple but, trust me, incredibly powerful 4-step framework you can use anytime. First, just notice the thought. Don't fight it, just observe it. For example, you hear that voice, I'll never get this promotion. Second, choose. Ask yourself, okay, is this belief actually helping me, or is it just holding me back? The answer is usually pretty obvious. Third, act. Don't try to solve everything at once. Just take one small, imperfect step. Maybe it's just updating one little section of your resume. And finally, prove. That tiny action is now real-world evidence you can show your brain. You are proving, one small win at a time, that you are more capable than your doubts are telling you. And look, a huge part of taking control is mastering your emotional responses. It's about managing anger so it doesn't make your decisions for you. It's delaying gratification for a bigger payoff down the road. It's choosing to respond thoughtfully instead of just impulsively. And it's staying calm under stress. That little space between a trigger and your reaction, that's where your power lives. And in our super connected world, this is more important than ever. It's so easy to get caught up measuring your life against someone else's highlight reel. True empowerment is pulling back from all that and defining success on your own terms. Aligning your actions with what truly matters to you, not with what you think society expects of you. So the final piece of this whole puzzle is making this a core part of who you are. Not just something you do, but someone you are actively becoming. The words you use to describe yourself have incredible power. When you say something like, I'm bad with money, you're stating it as if it's a fixed, permanent fact about your identity. And then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. But look at the shift here. By saying, I am learning financial discipline, you change everything. You've reframed it from a static trait to an active process. You've just opened the door for growth. Your identity shapes your behavior. And this small little shift in your language can fundamentally change your actions. Now, this might sound a little harsh at first, but I want you to really hear it. The moment you fully accept that the ultimate responsibility for your growth rests with you, that is the moment you become truly free. Because if the responsibility is yours, then so is the power. It's not pressure, it's permission. Permission to go and build the life you actually want. So the crucial point is this. You have so much more influence over your life than you have ever been conditioned to believe. The power that you're waiting for, it's already inside you. The only question left is, will you use it? From this moment forward, I want to challenge you not just to feel inspired, but to decide. Decide to take ownership of your path,